Every classic has a past, but this one is being built for the future. Welcome to Corky's Classics, Project CudaCat, where a small team takes on a monster mission to resto-mod a 1970 Cuda for SEMA 2027. In this episode, the team has to build a real plan, understand where the body stands, and make the first major decisions of the project.
The foundations of this are we've got to pick the engine to go in the Cuda, but then we've got to find the chassis, which becomes a lot more complex because you're talking about not only the drivetrain, the braking systems, fuel tank, and so forth, but what could be a problem is the chassis. Because if we're going with something from scratch, they can tell you it's going to be 3 months, 2 months, and it ends up being 5 or 6 months. What do? We're sitting on our hands because we can't do anything. So that's the first major challenge.
What's up, guys? Oh my God. Wow, you've done a ton to this thing.
Yeah, we've gone through and stripped it down, had it dipped.
Wow.
Started a bunch of the metalwork, flush mounted the glass, no drip rails.
I knew something looked different. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And
You're talking about streamlined, you know?
It's pretty amazing. That's a lot of work.
once we got the car back from dipping it, found out they had some floorboard issues that need to be addressed. And being it was a drag car, they flattened out the edges and stuff of the outer wheel houses and the quarter panels to fit wider tires. So we ended up going in and cutting all that out, putting all new AMD metal in it. I decided to mini tub it 3.5 inches. That gives us a little more wiggle room to work with depending on what for offset tire and wheel combo we pick, all that stuff. Trunk floor needed replaced. Find out it was Swiss cheese. It was full of holes. This car was a vinyl top car, and if you know anything about vinyl top cars, you know it's rusted out from the vinyl top. I had to hand form all that metal in there because this stuff just isn't readily available and not easy to find. So I cut that out, made my own pieces, welded in, flush mount glass in this car. And then with getting rid of the chrome to do more of a smooth, streamlined, subtle details, we took the drip edge molding off. That way it just gives it a nice, smooth looking lines of the roof. All the metal work has been pretty much done on the car other than under the hood. The body outside of it has already been epoxy primed to seal it up from getting rusty. All the gaps have been gapped around the doors and fenders and stuff, and that's where we're at today. This is all stuff that you and your buddy can do at home in your own garage. I'm doing this by myself. There's no reason you can't. It's simple, and it all depends on how far you want to go. You don't have to go as far as I have, but for what I'm building, I have to go that extra distance. Bodywork wise, it's probably 90%.
How close are we ready to paint?
We still gotta get a chassis and get it.
You did all this without a chassis?
Yeah, that's why I said it's only 90%.
I am ready to start putting some paint on this thing, but I can't do anything until these guys come up with a game plan because we have 16 months and nothing laid out yet.
We have 16 months to build the car. To a lot of people it seems like a lot, but I mean it's really not. I mean it's like building a house. I mean you gotta start with the foundation and work your way up.
Tell me for this next 16-month period to build this thing to SEMA, what do you see happening every week along here?
1, chassis shows up.
Chassis arrive.
2, break down the front of the car.
So we're just gonna get the chassis in month 1?
Month 1, let's get the parts here.
Okay.
Month 2, let's get the front end off of this thing. Get it ready to go to sit it down on the chassis first. We'll have to put the motor and transmission in the chassis and figure out how much we need to cut out of the floor, the firewall, all that. The body will sit back on the chassis in the same place.
And so we measure for removal for metal, right?
Right.
Okay, Rob, what exactly do you have to finish on the body? And how long is that going to take?
The biggest issue here is time. Time. So we got to get the giddy up going.
We have all the brackets that bolt that body fast, all get tacked into place. Once that's all tacked in, then we can pull the chassis out from underneath the car.
So then pull chassis.
Once the body comes back off, I have to do all the final welding of all the bracketry and stuff.
Final welding month 5, right? When you
Well,
look at
it
that
looks
schedule.
like I'm in month 6 before I even get a chance to do anything to it.
But I thought we were talking about taking off the quarters and getting them to you ahead of time.
Well, yeah,
primer.
anything that we can get in primer is going to be, you know, that's going to put us a little bit ahead.
Okay, so when is
the
that?
primer's got to set. So I'm ready to do my thing, but apparently we can't do anything until we receive this chassis. Where's the chassis?
We're now at the point where we're marrying 3 things. The chassis, which we've got to decide on. The engine, we've got to decide on with transmission, and the body. And melding those 3 together is going to be a challenge.
The chassis or suspension is the foundation of your vehicle. That's what's gonna put all the power to the ground. That's what's gonna hold it off of the ground. And that's what's gonna keep you on the road instead of out through the weeds. Our Cuda is a unibody car, which means the body is pretty much the frame. It has what they consider frame rails for rigidity and stability, and places for the suspension to hook in. When you get into a curve and you take a hard curve, things are gonna wanna twist. Well, depending on the suspension and chassis you choose, that depends on how twisted the car gets, how out of shape it gets. So this is a very important step. Keep your body straight to make this car handle and drive, make it drivable. If you go with a full tube chassis, basically the body is just a body and it goes on the chassis. The tube chassis holds everything. It gives more rigidity. It holds the suspension. It holds the motor, the transmission, the rear ends. Everything is bolted to that, and then you bolt the body fast instead of bolting parts fast to the body, and the body is what holds them parts.
All right, this is the moment of truth. I've decided to go with the 6.2 Hellcat engine. I'm going to order that immediately. Well, the Hellcat engine is the iconic engine that Dodge developed. It's a Hemi. They call it the Hellcat. It pulls 800 to 900 horsepower. It's a badass engine. And supercharged, it'll scream in that Cuda. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. And we're melding it with a matching 6-speed TREMEC. I can't wait to pound those gears. Oh my God, smell that rubber burning. Topping out at 160 miles an hour on the track. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Now Rob, through your work and your research, you decided that we need to go with the Schwartz Performance chassis. Tell me what the options are going to be in that.
With Schwartz, that's going to give us the most complete chassis. Brake lines, spare brakes, fuel pump, fuel tank, all that stuff's going to be assembled, ready to go for us. There is a full tube chassis that the body sits on that integrates around the unibody for the most part.
Okay.
I went with a red chassis because the primary color of this car is going to be black. So that contrast up underneath it from the belly of the car and the chassis, I want it to really stand out. I think it'll play well together.
Kat, here's what you asked for as far as the reds for the powder coating on the chassis. And this is all about our collaboration to where the chassis is going to be incorporated in the colors of the car. So it's not just painting the car, it's painting the chassis. You don't get builders who ask their painters, what type of chassis should I have? What color should I use? What should paint this color and that color? Things I hope resonates with every painter out there. I want to be like Kat. She's demanding that she be involved from the beginning. It's like giving her a half painting to finish. That's not what you want to do. You want her to do it from the start to end. Makes common sense to me, but no one's doing it.
Yeah, the darker of the reds, what is this, the blood red?
Yes.
Yeah, this is gonna fit the theme way better. These are way too orange. This is the only option. I think we should do like any of the other components that get powder coated. I'm thinking satin black.
Okay.
You know, nothing glossy. You know, we want the frame to be glossy. I think the contrast between that, you know, the bottom of the car and everything, I think it's gonna look really good if we stay
All
right
right,
there.
so that's a collaboration we've been talking about since we got together. All right, big deal. We made the decisions. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. All right.
So I'm pretty stoked because today the chassis for the Cuda gets delivered from Schwartz, shaking like this.
First time any of us have seen it, so we have no clue what to expect till it gets here.
Goodness, the anticipation.
They're never on time.
All right, it's got 3 minutes.
Want to pull them through or not? Right on down there. Why am I nervous?
Well, that's not it.
That's not it. Oh shit! Wrong chassis? Are you kidding me?